In this series, I get a hold of someone who's awesome at playing poker, and I force them to play like a whale for poker science. And afterwards, we'll discuss what we can learn from acting all goofy and crazy for a few tournaments. The idea is that we limit our options and we force ourselves to do something particular every single time, or not at all, or just some general restrictions that we have to follow, some guidelines, if you will. And by doing that, the hope is that we'll discover some aspects of the game that we really hadn't thought about before, or that we don't quite understand, and hopefully get to talk about them and in turn become a little bit better at playing poker. And also, it's probably going to be a ton of fun. At least doing it and hopefully watching it as well. And also, I would just like to start off by saying that I'm extremely stoked about this series and even more stoked about getting to introduce this first pro that I have with me here today. He's a friend of mine and a guy I've been playing with for quite a while. His name is Noob Guy from Romania. Say hi.
Hey guys, I'm really excited to be here.
Tell the guys what game you normally play and what you've been playing for this episode.
I played 9-man regular PC that goes on PokerStars. Basically, I play $30 and $60 games, and I'm like really feeling comfortable in that environment.
Sweet. So what was the twist for this episode?
I basically had to play every button, which really produced some interesting spots to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. So what was your expectations of this challenge?
To be honest, I wasn't really afraid of this because I know that playing the button is profitable in general.
Yeah.
And I was a bit surprised about the results and that how hard can it be to play the button and to try to win some money out of that.
Definitely. So have you learned anything from doing it?
Yeah, I definitely learned that with pure aggression, you can turn some pretty bad hands the winners.
Try to describe like the ideal situation for this particular move. Like, when do you expect this to be really? When do you expect playing a random hand from the button to be a really good idea?
I think its peak point will arise when nobody has opened yet, and the blinds are not the lowest. So let's say at least 50-25. Also, it always helps if the blinds are tight.
All right, let's dig into it and see what you have come up with for today.
Great.
So, first hand, pretty standard flat call with 10-3 off.
Yeah, it's just the nuts. I just have to call with that.
It's 10 high, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby!
All right, so Yahtzee flop, I suppose?
Yeah, you cannot really expect anything better than a pair of 10s, a top pair with 3-10 offsuit.
No, so, it's almost as good as 9 ace here. It's like your kicker is, your kicker is irrelevant basically.
Exactly.
So the turn card is fairly interesting. Try and explain what your plan is when you flat call pre-flop on a wet turn like this.
Well, I mean, the flop call, I think that's not standard even, but when you have to play a hand like 10-3, I think that you have to call if you hit a pair. I mean, you cannot really fold every kind of flop which you are hitting and you're not really happy with the flop which you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I call there. And after the king hits, well, definitely I pick up a flush draw. Also, its bet is really, really small. I want to hit my flush.
Yeah.
And even if not, probably it's going to do two barrel here with something like an ace high with the spade. So probably I'm going to be ahead here sometimes. So I definitely like the call.
Yeah, I agree. And raising here, even though it does serve a purpose, it's still it's a little bit so-so because sure, you can make him fold some equity that he might have, but at the same time, you can also just peel here, and if the river is blank, you can keep his bluffs in the range basically. So yes. I agree, calling is okay. I also think the raising is okay. There's merits to both plays, but calling is definitely fine.
Yeah.
So the river is like the queen mother from hell.
Exactly. You cannot really find any kind of worse card than the queen there.
No. Because he has to be opening with ace-8 and be triple barreling with it for this to be profitable even just one time.